a good thing for the country. Now, in the earliest days of industrial revolution, the 1500s, work was done without machine. Then later machines got introduced, and then we had cases of workers getting maimed, getting injured because of handling machines that they were totally unfamiliar with. And then sometimes these workers damage the machine because of not being conversant with the operational realities. And there are a whole lot of things that happen. But when the workplace decided to opt for proprietary services, to give contract to somebody to outsourcing. And then the person goes there, some of them are not well placed to get the best employees. And of course, when we talk of the best employees, a whole lot of factors. If a man is told by his friend who is working in one of the international oil and gas companies and said, oh, we are recruiting, do you have any person you can recommend? That person is going to go to his community or his family and look for one of the finest brains for that. And if the same person is told, we are recruiting people for any of the other services, maybe paramilitary services, or vigilante groups, he would just think of one stubborn recalcitrant and just tell that guy, I have them, they will come. So it's about garbage in, garbage out. It's what you give is what you take. In a system where we are all looking at who is most suitable to get good treatment in work environment, you see that the man who is outsourcing for a company is going to look at what he wants to gain also and what the company is offering. We know a whole lot of things. That was the foundation of the corruption in that system, because he's going to get you people who may not be adequately remunerated but may be skilled. And when such skilled persons come and they are not adequately remunerated, you see them not giving their best. And then you see them also practicing some other things. Pilferage will set in. And people, they start losing some companies' materials and property. So a whole lot of things will happen. I've been in security environment for decades. I'm also an industrial safety planning and control specialist. So I can tell you a whole lot of things that happen within workplace. People have never considered the fact that if you are hungry and you are asked to work, you may abandon that work, go and look for food.
Yes.
Or you continue working with hunger without concentration.
Yes.
Hunger is noise. We say there are two broad categories of noise: the audible and the inaudible. Hunger falls under the inaudible noise. That noise is to whom it may concern. It affects the man who is hungry.
Yes.
And that noise generated by hunger will make you not to even understand or hear your own voice that tells you this is the procedure for this work. And you can take another means and the work, you get an accident will occur, machine can be damaged, and a whole lot of things can happen. So how did we start outsourcing? How did we start it? The history of work, there was no outsourcing from the origin. People were engaged directly. Punishment was given straight to who got the contract if he defaulted, not to a third party. So if he is working, like we had the Hammurabi Code, King Hammurabi said, if you give a man work to build a house for you under construction, and a block falls from the height and kills the child of the owner, the man of the owner of the work, maybe they used to build within the premises where people are living, and King Hammurabi said the contractor will be held responsible. The contractor will be killed or be hanged if that thing that dropped killed somebody. And the only way for the contractor to prove that he is not guilty is to swim across the Arabian Sea. And that is to say it's near impossibility. It's impossible. So work and responsibility and reprimand is always direct on the person giving the work. But when you started when outsourcing became fashionable, when people started bringing people, I think I want to believe that slave trade could have been the earliest part of it, because slavery, before the slave trade that we know, the slave trade that we talk of, the British parliamentarian William Wilberforce and the businessman called Clarkson, who gave Wilberforce some money to lobby his colleagues in the British House to abolish slave trade, because people were using human beings as commodity of trade, and he was not happy. Clarkson was not happy. But before that time, slave trade was on. We read from the holy book that Joseph was sold into slavery. That was how he found his way. He found himself in Egypt. Slave trade had been on. Slaves had always been there. There was a slave at every community. It was a sign of wealth, that you have servants. You have so people started using slaves, and somebody had to go and get the slave. So from there, that same attitude, outsourcing, had been there. So people today are still trying to practice that. You can imagine the colonial masters in Nigeria made us to be isolationist, so to say, by building what they call boys' quarters. The slave or the servant is not qualified to live in the same building. It's given a place, so to call him now, you now need a bell.
Yes.
You now need a bell, which ordinarily we consider under classical conditioning. What you use in calling animals. Okay, you now start using that to call that human being. So there are a lot of things like that that suddenly became the norm, the practice. And so outsourcing, you go and bring. So criminal tendencies of shortchanging the slave. Even the American system will tell you that the electoral, what they call electoral, that's one name they call it, electoral vote or so. It started with saying this man has 500 slaves. So the slaves won't vote outside what their master wants. So if their master actually goes to vote, it could be, it's 500 votes. So they now started using that, and even they are struggling to modify it, but the origin is well known. So a whole lot of things happen. So Nigeria, having departed from colonialism and still holding tight to neo-colonialism, we still find ourselves being tormented by ourselves.
Well, I understand. Quickly, before we continue, I would like us to talk about the Nigerian labor law. If there's a Nigerian labor law, what does it entail? I want you to educate the people. What are the rights, the privileges of the Nigerian worker, and are they being implemented in our workplaces today?
Labor laws. I want to say here that back to 1994 or thereabout, Nigeria became a signatory to the International Labour Convention. I think Convention 155. And then the labor law, of course, you cannot just adopt a convention, the content of either part or whole of a convention to administer your country with it. You have to domesticate first. And you domesticate through your legislative system. And if you do that, you just have to establish an agency to enforce that which you have domesticated. So we decided to have a ministry called Ministry of Labor, and then we have, even in our constitution, it is clearly written there that the work must be done safely, and the well-being of the worker must be ensured. So every other law that came after that had to emphasize safe work. Safe work is not just wearing safety helmet or jacket or so. Safe work has to do with the planning of the work. The planning of the work is such that the man and the work must have some suitability, or they match themselves. The man must match the work. We say nobody should go and lift.
I would like to hold you on that, but all right, guys, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue. We still have Timothy Chineze in the studio. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. you doing this? I want to believe that you're having fun, right? This bright and sunny day. You know that once you see this duo on your TV screen, we're here to serve you some entertainment.
And of course, entertaining gist coupled with good music won't hurt anybody, right? So here on Super Lunch, we get to entertain you, educate you on recent happenings in the world of entertainment. I am your girl, Eva Grace.
And I am Shegun Delola Adeyemi, the Duke of your airwaves. You know how it is. We serve you good entertainment Mondays all through to Fridays. And that's how we do. We'll take you on a smooth ride of entertainment. So don't go nowhere. Join us every Mondays to Fridays. We love you guys.
There's no place for pretense. I can't watch you stand there. Oh no.
Ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Yusuf Olúṣọlá ni orúkọ ti tèmi Funky ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó gbásìkì tó dùn tó kí tó yí gbogbo. Ẹ pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday 8:30 to 9:30 àti gbogbo ọjọ́ Saturday 1 to 2 fún ètò tó ga jù. Ẹ má miss ẹ̀, ó ga jù lẹ́tò. Ẹ pàdé mi, ó ṣàfàfà.
Lẹ́nu ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu ó dùn lẹ́nu. Come what I cannot do.
Welcome to Naija Plus. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no. Wetin be your plan for your country, and wetin you sef want make your country do for you? You need to give something before you take something. Now the only way matter fit balance. No be say fowl no plan to fly you, but the power no carry am. As matter dey shele for inside Naija, make you sef chook your mouth, make we build our country. No be every time we go talk things bad. Come out for that corner before mosquito bite your tortoise. Oya, e get as e happen for your area and you want make plenty eye see am, make you hear am, make you for reach authority. You get video of the scene? Send am sharp sharp. Before I forget, now top super screen with there and my name now Mr. Peace. That MC with a biggie swag. Naija na for everybody. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no.
Reach to the sky, ladies and gentlemen.
Demand attitude.
I am Salahuddin.
Demand excitement. Demand action. family ties, a thorn in the flesh.
We need to remove him, otherwise we are going to be in trouble. You must kill him today, not tomorrow. Today!
There's a handsome price on your head. And if you can top it, you walk free.
She's even awake. She's awake?
Will you stop that? And don't you dare repeat that again.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
My son is nowhere to be found and you asked me to relax. I can't.
So we're not going to eat?
You have to eat. Look at you. So you actually want to eat that food?
The way this food is smelling, I think it's really going to be delicious.
Oh my son! Oh my son!
What are you doing here?
I will not let you send her out.
She's your rival, you know.
I know she's your wife, and I know it's not right for you to treat her like that.
You heard me. Send yourself out before I come back to this house.
High Chief Major General James. Good evening.
What is good about this evening? Huh?
What happened now?
Don't mind them. You're not going anywhere. You stay.
Please. Please. What are you doing out of bed?
I needed a drink. You could have called me.
I'm not the father of a thief. And that is what your son is. A thief. Stole the document to my house and sold it. And I swear, he's going to rot in jail.
It's okay, baby.
It's not okay.
Hello? Hello?
Welcome back from that break. So we're still talking about workers' safety, compensation, and labor law. We were discussing about labor law before we went for the break, and Timothy is done quite well to actually break it down. But please, how can the labor law, how does it favor
the Nigerian worker?
The Nigerian worker.
Yes, we have one of the best labor laws, like every other laws of this country. But the problem has been implementation. The problem has been implementation, not the law itself. And because a lot of people in the political environment will say poverty has been weaponized to the extent that the well-being of the worker is now limited to the stipends he is expecting at the end of the month. To the extent that the worker and the labor, the organized labor, hardly emphasize safety. They talk about remuneration. Currently, it's about new minimum wage.
Not safety.
Not safety. That the man at work is supposed to do the work, and if the work is not safe enough, he is not supposed to be engaged in that work. That is no more emphasized. What is emphasized is that he should be paid. I felt totally depressed when somebody told me that a lady inadvertently flushed a diamond ring. Whether it was a diamond ring, I cannot tell, but this young man told me a diamond ring fell into the toilet closet and was flushed. And the lady was pleading, how can she get it? The thing had now gone into the sockeway. And when the lady said, anybody who can get this out for me, I'll give the person 150,000 naira. Some years back. And this person told me that he volunteered to dive into that pit and kept searching the whole floor of that thing, holding his breath till he got it. He said he made up to 5 attempts.
Before finally?
Yes. Yes. Now I was trying to tell him the health hazard associated with the human fecal waste, and then what exposure he has willfully put himself
because of 150,000 naira.
Because of 150,000 naira. While the Liberian War was on, in the midst of dead bodies floating around the lagoon, the Liberian people were concerned about maintaining maritime pollution law. In our country, without war, at least no war in Lagos, no war, we are not concerned about what happens to our waterways, what happens to our marine environment. People will just push the cart full of waste bin running, and you think they're going to somewhere, they're just heading to the lagoon and they discharge it into the lagoon. We appreciate the Lagos State Waste Management Authority they've done a whole lot to reduce these things. But I remembered contacting Mr. Oresoya, who used to be in charge of the Waste Management Authority, when I asked why they were sending their staff to pick up waste, floating waste, around Ijora, Lokba, Ido axis of the lagoon. And I said, are they trained on personal water survival and basic swimming skill? And they said no. I said, then you are sending them there to die. The worker must be protected, and the protection includes training. He must be able to identify hazards, because hazard identification is the first stage in safety management. You are able to identify hazard, and then before you can talk of eliminating the hazard. And even you cannot entirely eliminate hazard, you must think of reducing the hazard to harmless levels as much as practicable. So we cannot imagine the Nigerian labor system. The Constitution has said it, you must engage people in safe work, yes. Is it enforced? The fire service officials, the firefighters, they are first responders in fire safety. You will hear that the allowance, what they call hazard allowance, remained at 10 naira for many years. So that is not a private company, that is government owned. So when we are talking about the laws are government laws, and the government is the greatest violator.
So let me quickly come there a bit, because all these government institutions, they are government public enterprise, and we have a Bureau of Public Enterprise who oversee the affairs of all the firefighters and NPCL, all these people. Now, what is their duty? Why are they not paying attention to details and then try to sanction who needs to be sanctioned?
Yes, before you continue, in a follow-up question to his question, because you had said that the laws are there, and the challenge we have is implementation. So whose responsibility it is to ensure that these laws for the employees are being implemented?
Okay. First of all, the law your question is about
the public enterprise.
Yes,
yeah, that's
the Bureau for Public Enterprise. Yes. Now, that Bureau for Public Enterprise, if you look at the regulatory framework generally for safety at work, whether from the perspective of environment or from the industrial production process in factories, a lot of provisions are available.
Okay.
But I will tell you that it is not possible for somebody who is not a medical doctor occupying the position of a medical doctor. It's not possible for that person to operate like a medical doctor.
Yes.
There are a lot of terrible things that we are no more shy to say. I've met a 200 level medical student deputizing or standing in for a medical doctor in a hospital. And he didn't know what to do. I was involved, my own relation was involved in that circumstance, and I couldn't bear it. I had to ask the doctor. I told the doctor, I want to transfer this person to another hospital. Can you give us the bill? Let's know what is. We want to leave here immediately. And I said, why is it taking you time to do some of these things? And he called me in his office and said, I'm not the doctor. I said, you don't mean it?
And he's standing in for a medical doctor.
And he told me that he's a 200 level medical student, that the doctor is contesting for local government chairmanship. It's involved in election. Now that's the extent. You get the point now. So the Bureau for Public Enterprise must have departments and units for different, operations to monitor things. Now you may also find out that the person to monitor compliance,
that's another problem,
may be somebody who is very alien to compliance issues, to safety issues, to occupational hazards. So we look at these things, and the company that is not regulated, that is not, nobody is coming to ask them question, may not bother. I confronted an expatriate in Lagos here. I saw a little boy pushing wheelbarrow loaded with goods, and I was upstairs with the expatriate manager, and I called him. I said, you are indulging in child labor. He said, no, we can't do that here. I said, but come and see what I'm seeing. And he came up from the window, he looked, and he said, no, that guy, the boy is not my staff, he's not working here. And I told him, he doesn't need to be your staff. Due diligence demand that you must be responsible for that.
Of course.
You have a duty of care.
Of course.
If anything happens to him within your facility, within your premises, you are culpable legally. And quickly he called his supervisor, the safety supervisor. And the safety supervisor went to the boy, only to come back to tell us that the boy is the son of the woman who runs a food canteen within the premises, that the mother just bought those items to be put in the store. He came to carry. I said, well, you would have also told the woman, because your safety responsibility within your work facility includes everybody within the facility, includes visitors, includes contractors, and all sorts of people.
All right, thank you very much. You've been, I think this is all we'll be able to take today on the show. I hope you have learned one or two things. Sorry, before I let you go, I would like to ask this question. Does an employee, would an employee get fair hearing if he takes his employer to court?
Good. Most of our lawyers are into general practice. In other climes, we have lawyers. I know we have here also, but they're not readily available, that are specialists in labor law, specialists in constitutional law, specialists in, you know what I mean? The employer or employee can get justice. Okay. Yes. We always say that the wheel of justice grinds very slowly. So only the patient can wait for it to get its full revolution. But assuredly, it grinds thoroughly if it is followed. But we also say that justice delayed is justice denied. So dispensation of justice is a problem where somebody is aggrieved and he needs justice, and justice is not coming, and everything that must be important must be political issues. And even that injured worker, his matter may be politicized. They say, don't mind him. Don't mind him. That's how their people behave. You know?
Yes.
It's because he belongs to that tribe. That's why he got wounded. He can't be funny. No, so you now see how the thing is done. Oh, because he's against this other party. The owner of that company is friendly to people of that party. You start seeing a whole lot of misplacement of issues. Now we look at the capacity to get justice. Yes, there is. In 2014, 1st of April, at the Boshere High Court here, justice was given to a person who got the hand cut off while he was feeding waste into a waste processing machine. The company denied him. Immediately they saw that he had incurred such. They said he's not their staff. In fact, they said he had stopped coming here. In fact, they said a lot of things. So this thing had to be followed. It had to be followed until the judge ruled that he must be given 5 million for this, another 5 million or 500,000 for that, for a whole lot of losses, including artificial hands and all that. So, and the trip to Germany and all that. But the company did everything to abandon him. It happens. So, justice can still be done, but some persons, you see, here we are too religious to the extent that even the man who is amputated in that process will tell you
the will of God
is the will of God. God is not an author of confusion, and it can never be his will that people should perish. He has given us brain, given us eyes. Our brain, our eyes, our nose, all the 5 senses we often refer to as objective faculties are security and safety harnesses with which our biological being is endowed. They are to protect us. If you get the smell of petrol now, you should be able to trace where is it, why is it there. Then you will not bring flame around there.
Yes.
If there is kerosene in your soup, your taste board will tell you. The senses are security equipment. How much are they utilized? We now blanket them with sentiments. We become more Catholic than the Pope.
All right, thank you very much. I hope you guys have been able to learn 1 or 2 things, and please take your own safety seriously. Take it seriously, even if your bosses are saying go there, and if you know that there is danger looming where they say you should go to, please kindly avert it. Kindly avoid that locality, that location. Make sure that you stay safe in wherever you are. Thank you so much. Okay, on this note, we'll say a big thank you to our guest, Timothy Chimezie Iwago. And then Sporting Joel will join us after this break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned. I hope you were able to learn one or two things from that insightful topic. So right about now, Joel Nwakego is in the studio. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you, Sheldon. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes, it's the 34th edition of the AFCON. A lot of razzmatazz here and there. The big names are out. Senegal is out. Morocco is out. Also, Egypt. And funny enough, all the countries that was in the World Cup, Qatar, they're all out of the tournament. Yes, Minos don't play football. We see the Minos this day, taking on the big team, making sure they don't have anything to cheer for. And today is the quarterfinal pairing. The pairings are out. Nigeria will fight out against Angola later today, 6 p.m. And you have DR Congo taking on Guinea. What will be the outcome of that game? 6 p.m. Nigerian time. We'll find that out. We have two teams that can play good football. Angola, they started so well. They never lost a game. The highest they got was a draw. And I tell you what, they have one of the best attack in this tournament, scoring 6 goals, and Nigeria has just 3 goals. But somebody will tell me, yes, we have a very good attack. Yes, we do have good attacking players. We have Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen. You don't have a Victor Boniface, no problem. And you have other quality players too. You have Chukwueze, Iheanacho is looking somewhere, and Ahmed Musa, and the likes. And our defense is not bad, so we have Ikon Trust and Samuel Ajayi, also online, skillful player anytime. And you have Zaidu Sadi that plays for Porto. Shegu is the big one to the Nigeria-Angola. What kind of game do you expect to see, judging from what we've done so far?
See, what I believe is that you see, the Super Eagles will make Nigerians proud. You understand, and then it will be a shocker for Angola. Well, to expect what they will get today will be a shocker, because, like I've always been saying, Super Eagles is going to win this match by 3-1. Yeah, that's what we're going to win, and then proceed to the next round. You understand? So let's just keep our fingers crossed, because I am very confident that Super Eagles will be victorious this night.
Okay, that's a good one coming in from Shegun. They will be victorious this night. That is what a lot of Nigerians expect. But I tell you what, I think it has to do with, sometimes you look at the individual brilliance you have in your team, trying to compare, to what your opponents have. The Angolans, they don't have that big name players, and you have an Osimhen that's the best in Africa, the best striker, scoring over 20 goals for Napoli, his team. But a lot of people believe history, repeats itself sometimes, and big names don't win games. This is a very dicey situation. It's the quarterfinals. You don't go to. It's not like a league format. This is the quarterfinal. You get booted out. You don't play very well. You lost, and you're gone. Now, with all the motivation that Angolas have gotten, series of promises here and there, cash and all that, phones have been given out, big phones, and they're expecting more. So, are they going to come all out and die in that game today?
Yes, they will want to come all out, right? But then Nigerians too are playing for passion. They are playing for their country. They know so many things is wrong in the nation. They know.
Yeah.
And they know that football brings joy to an average Nigerian. So they will want to give Nigerians joy. So by so doing, they go all out and they play their heart out.
Now, imagine what will happen by 6 p.m. later today. Millions of Nigerians are going to stay glued to their television set. Time is going to freeze and all that. A lot of protocols will be broken. A lot of business appointments and all that. That's actually the power of football.
Exactly.
And Super Screen is poised to give you games live. Not just this particular game. We'll be giving you games, at it unfold. All the games of the AFCON, bringing it to your doorstep. But for me, now, I'm going to ask you this. I know it's kind of funny, but it's true. What will be the scoreline for today's game? Your prediction.
I've told you. I said 3
personally, I'm going to give you a gift when your prediction is
3-1.
3 goals.
The last time I said we were going to score 3 goals, we scored 3 goals.
Okay.
This time around, I'm saying we're winning 3-1.
Okay.
And we will win 3-1.
Anyway, I mean, that's. I mean, it's your prerogative, and talk is cheap. What happens? It's important. Let's see what happens by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And in another game, DR Congo fight out against Guinea. Yeah, the senior Guinea, where you have Naby Keita, the former Liverpool man, now plays for Werder Bremen in Germany. And for DR Congo, these guys, I think they won the AFCON once. And this is the time they want to prove to the whole world, look, we have what it takes. Let's pray and believe and work hard and believe that the Super Eagles will fly high today. I mean, the Eagles are always flying.
Let's wait 6 p.m.
All right, so that's it on Sport Train. You know, please make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms, and I mean, stay glued to Super Screen Television because we bring you the best of TV programming. All right, so please, I don't know, bring your business here. Let us help you to sell it. I mean, we'll put it on our head. Like Oshuka, we don't have any other work, right? So please bring your advert, your jingles, whatever it is that you want to showcase to the populace out there. Bring it here. Let us help you with the marketing. You understand? And then you will see it. It will definitely reflect in your sales. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Segun Dinola Adeyemi is my name.
I'm Joel Mwakego.
All right, so we'll come your way again. Do have a fantastic weekend. Stay tuned.